Hello everyone and welcome back to DCS World and welcome back to the Horrido Campaign for the Focke-Wulf Anton, where we're now on mission 4, and this one has a pretty simple premise. We are to take off and fly a fighter sweep along the coast looking for anything that might be trying to intrude. So very nice and simple, so let's jump in and see how it all went. And in this one, it really doesn't take long for things to go wrong. So yeah, the engine conks out almost immediately after takeoff.
Scheiße! Hier spricht Falke Rottenführer. Ich habe einen Notfall. Mein Triebwerk ist ausgefallen. Im Anflug für Notlandung. Tower für Falke Flugleader. Verstanden. Das Flugfeld gehört euch. Wir haben Hilfe am Boden alarmiert.
Now, it does give me a prompt to send out an emergency, which was quite a relief, because honestly, when this happened, I thought I had done something wrong. I had heated up the engine, I thought I'd heated it up enough, I was really worried that I'd screwed something up or missed something in the startup. But no, this is a pre-planned system failure here. And so, trying to come back in, can see I am coming in really very fast, but I also don't really have the energy to go around. I could have possibly tried to loop it around and land on one of the other runways. As it is, I decide just to commit here. I decide to go for a wheels down landing, which may be a mistake. Do try and gently set it down, but I'm really too fast. Do a massive bounce, worry about hitting that barn to my right. So correct, hit down, do make it down, but now I'm really running out of room at the end of the runway, trying to slow it down, alternating gear presses. Unfortunately, just hit the fence, roll over, ouch.
Ja, ich bin in Ordnung. Das verdammte Triebwerk ist einfach ohne Vorwarnung ausgefallen.
Kommen Sie hier lang. Wir haben ein vollgetanktes und bewaffnetes Ersatzflugzeug. Wenn Sie sich beeilen, können Sie zur Staffel aufschließen.
Yeah, one broken plane, but I can just jump over into the next one. So nothing for it but to start up another one and try and take that one off. By the time I get up, the rest of the flight has of course moved on. They're not waiting for me, and so I do have to check in and arrange a rendezvous with them.
Falke 1 ist gestartet. Wo seid ihr, Jungs? Falke 1, hier spricht Falke 2. Wir passieren den ersten Wegpunkt auf 5000 Metern. So verstanden. Ich fliege direkt zu Wegpunkt 2. Wir sollten ungefähr zur gleichen Zeit dort ankommen. Hier spricht Falke 7. Kondensstreifen. 2 Uhr. Hoch. Jawohl, ich sehe Sie. Sind Sie feindlich? Ich weiß nicht. Behalten Sie im Auge. Für mich sehen Sie freundlich aus. Ja, es sind Me 110. Achtung! Flak! Valhalla, hier spricht Falke. Diese Taugenichts am Boden schießen auf uns. Sie sind genauer als üblich. Valhalla für Falke, verstanden. Ich werde Kontakt mit den Flakeinheiten machen. Falke 1, hier spricht Falke 2. Wir nähern uns Wegpunkt 2. So verstanden, ich bin fast da.
So here I am almost at Dunkirk, which is our rally point. Just catching up with the flight now.
Indianer, direkt voraus. Jawohl, ich sehe Sie. Werfen Sie Ihren Tank ab und greifen Sie an.
And then my wing gets intercepted by enemies, so I'm desperately trying to find them. Can really see them here in the replay, but didn't actually see at the time.
Falke, greifen 12 feindliche Mustangs über Dönkirchen an. Valhalla für Falke, Sie haben das verstanden. Wir haben keine anderen freundlichen Einheiten in der Umgebung.
So that was just confirming that they are 12 Mustangs. And thanks to one of them going down in flames, I do get good eyes on the fight at this stage. Drop my fuel tank. Then head in. I can't identify anything at this point, but there are lots of things flying around trying to enter a big circle here. I decide to go on the ones that seem to be a little bit more shiny, since those are normally the Mustangs, and as I get a little bit closer I get the occasional tiny glimpse of invasion stripes, and so I'm quite happy these are the Mustangs that I'm heading in on here. You can see this nice little group, and they are in a 2 circle with a nice little group of Antons. So, doing my best to try and get around, try and get into position here. Do end up very nicely in position to engage at this point, but almost immediately start pulling and can't quite get the lead to hit these guys. Just firing the lighter machine guns there, I'm pulling it too hard, I wing stall, and that really costs me. You can see there that I've lost my positioning, I've lost a lot of my energy with that wing stall. It's just pulling it just a bit too hard. Unfortunately, trying to continue to turn with the Mustangs is very, very much a mistake here. The Mustangs can just keep this up much better than I can. I do have a pair of Antons coming around here. I try and drop my nose to get my nose around, cut the circle a little bit, but as I do the Mustangs also start dropping and the entire flight starts heading towards the deck. Don't quite get that in time, that could have been a really good snapshot. Didn't quite have faith in myself, I really should have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner. On the bright side, now that we're down on the deck above Dunkirk, we are getting friendly AAA coming up. Once again, trying to lead these. I'm not great at leading in the Anton. Much more used to doing ground attack. Unfortunately, he is outpacing me just a little bit here. So just trying to kind of guess. I know that I need to kind of lead to the point I can no longer see him at this range, and so I'm trying to pull him into the hub, then pull him down through the bottom and then just guess. Unfortunately I did miss and once again wing stalled, and the wing stall really costs me energy here. And the Anton is great, but it's not good at keeping, or it's not good at regaining energy. I do get a decent hit there, a good chip on his wing, he is now damaged, and the nice thing about the Anton is the Anton's guns definitely are no joke, so that would certainly have hurt this guy. And 2 other friendly planes come in and get good hits on him. I decide to break off. Just as I decide that, I take a hit followed by another and realise that in the canopy reflections there is a Mustang right on my 6. You can see that plane I damaged gets shot down there by my wingman, so that is good. Unfortunately, this Mustang right behind me is not good. I am really struggling here between my visibility and the canopy reflections. I completely lose sight of this guy. So I have taken a bit of a hit on the wing. Plane seems to be fine though. The Anton can take a beating as long as it doesn't get caught on fire. It does pretty well. See a Mustang over there taking a few more hits. I'm trying to regain some altitude so I can dive back in. Turn a little bit harder because I realise he is going to get nose on me. Thankfully he doesn't pull the trigger. And we're once again heading back towards the friendly AAA, which you can see there starts to open up. So canopy reflections definitely hurting me here. Really can't see all that well. Just trying to stay evasive enough that this Mustang has a hard job. I'd prefer to keep my speed if I can, so I'm doing sort of trying to make him overshoot, but I don't really want to just idle the throttle, because if I slow down, I can't really recover my speed. Meanwhile, he absolutely can. You can see once again, right on my tail there, another Mustang passes by my left wing. Not much I can do, multiple planes in the air. Do see this Mustang here engaging a Focke-Wulf, so decide, right, this has to be my primary target. I do take some shots there, debate going fully evasive, but decide now I'm going to help my friendly. Go in, once again under lead there, needed to get a little bit more lead for those shots to hit home. If they had, they would have been good, but yeah, not the best at air-to-air gunnery in the Anton. It's fine hitting big things like bombers, those are nice and easy. Hitting a small manoeuvring Mustang is a bigger challenge. Luckily my wingmen are absolutely doing the job there, and one of them comes in, gets a good snapshot. Nice fire on that Mustang, that is him going down. Just checking out the other planes in the area, see an Anton under my wing, and see a Mustang coming in for me again. Very likely the same Mustang that was there before. He's probably been following me. Once the AI kind of targets you, it does have a tendency to stick with you. And so I'm just doing my best here to avoid him getting guns on if I can, really mostly focusing on defensive flying. Unfortunately there I make a mistake. I decide, I know, I'll drop my flaps just a tad, just into the landing position, sorry, into the takeoff position, in order to give me a little more authority. Unfortunately the drag causes me to stall out. Luckily I recover it there. I'm quick enough to push the throttle, got enough airspeed that I do manage to get back in the air. Once again, trying to guess these guys, but unfortunately because you've got to pull them kind of under the bottom of the canopy, you can't see them, so if they don't keep a straight line you end up firing slightly off axis. Now here I see this Anton is in a real bad way, trying to get my positioning right. Making some shots, but again just not quite getting the angle here. Neither is the AAA on the ground. Got a friendly Anton coming in, so that is at least good. Do start to get my nose around here. He does get a hit on the friendly. Trying to keep up with him. Unfortunately, I really run out of energy here. He manages to keep going the turn. I can't. So I have to recover. Just focusing on keeping my plane alive and in the air. Once I'm happy that it is, I start to turn to re-engage, see something being lit up by AAA, so decide, well, maybe I can go for a wounded guy here. He is damaged, he is leaking, but he's definitely still in the fight. See that Mustang there going down in flames, not sure if that was AAA or one of the other Antons. End up in a reasonable position on this Mustang. There are two other friendlies in the area. Would like to try and pick something up this sortie, but once again I'm really struggling to get the nose around. The Anton is many things, but it is not a agile aircraft, at least not at this stage of the war. Yeah. take a hit there. I'm not actually sure what hits me. That sounded rather big. Don't seem to have a Mustang on me. I think it may have been friendly flak fire coming in that burst near me. Does distract me enough that I completely lose sight of what I was trying to do. Thankfully doesn't seem to do too much damage to me. Do find the Mustang again. Him leaking fuel does make him a lot easier to spot and identify. He is passing underneath me here. I do lose sight of him again, but spot him there. Think, oh good. Then when I take a closer look, his propeller's already stopped. So he is going in. The other two planes here are both Antons. So once again the fight has ended without me really contributing to it. I'm now hunting around, trying to see if there is anything else. Do see some AAA fire going on further down the coast, so decide to go in and check that out. Nice thing about being over friendly territory is, you know, the AAA is pointing out enemies, and so this can be really useful for spotting. Do see a plane, but identify that as another Anton. See all of these going up in one direction, and I see another fight off to my right. Do just double check, that's an Anton to my left, so decide to go in and join in this fight. What I see is a whole bunch of Antons still around, and a Mustang there off my nose. Once again, its propellers are only slowly rotating. Its engine has died, so it is dead at this point. And so just try and look around, see where everyone else is going. Do start to get the rest of the flight giving their just general manoeuvring calls instead of engagement calls. See the Mustang going into the water there. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the combat for this one. The rest of my flight does pick up a couple of other Mustangs on the way back that I don't see. I just proceed along the rest of the route, but it's a very uneventful trip, and so it's just a case of trying to make it back. I've got minor damage, but nothing too bad. So I'm coming back without any kills that run, but I think previous runs more than made up for that. Now, I did navigate back without any issue, that's all fine. Unfortunately, as I come in for landing, I initially go in too fast, then I overcompensate and lose far too much airspeed, and so as I come in, I land short, flip over, hit a tree. Well. So, yeah, not the best success on that mission. Still a fun mission. I did like the failure early on. The engine failure was definitely unexpected. A really good little thing to throw in. And the fight was very interesting, very challenging. I just didn't really get much luck that time round. But anyway, it had fun. Hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope to catch you in a future video. Till then, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.